no problem.
I was getting ready to say probably too late.
Good evening, everybody.
I thought I could take it.
Weekly, along with my fellow gentlemen here, Mr. Lyle Stokes and Josh Dunnigan of the Weekend Angler. We welcome you. Oh, man. Before we get going, fellas, I want to, before we even say hi to anybody, I want to touch on, the catfish community lost a member over the weekend. There was an accident that happened up on Hoover Reservoir in Ohio. Some of you guys and gals already know this person, Mr. Shane Henderson. The boat capsized, and I can't remember the other fellow's name, but he did make it to shore. But the life of Shane Henderson, was taken. So, to his friends, his family, to the catfish community, we keep him in our thoughts, our prayers, and can't imagine what their family is going through. So, lift them up.
Yeah, Sean Dolphin was the other guy in the boat. He made it to shore, but he needs prayers and stuff too, not only for what he went through in there and health issues, but he lost a great friend and fisherman buddy of his also.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's a terrible situation. It happens. And this is why the safety industry and things that we talk about is so important. And I know that I blow a lot of it off, and I think a lot of us do, but please bear in mind that we're working to get Sonny Parker on with us. And Sonny's the one that let me know. I didn't even know about it. I've been having these back issues and have really been struggling to stay awake and out of bed long enough to keep up with current events. And I got to thank Josh, especially Chad today, for taking care of all the stuff because I just couldn't get it done. But Sonny's the one that told me about it, and that's why it is so important that we do a show. And Sonny's very up to speed with safety stuff, and we've done a few safety shows, but prepare yourself because we're going to do another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, let's go ahead and say hello to our people in chat.
Let's do it.
We're already up to 44. We got first and present was Miss Stephanie, Mr. Jason Lamb, Pontoon Jody, member Uptown Chrissy Brown, Carolina Catfish, Mr. Kitty Whiskers, Mr. Dave Funk, Lyle Stokes is in there.
Really?
You were in there, I promise.
Wow.
We got member Richard from Fishing and Freedom, Rod Wise, Mr. Uncle Lou, Mr. Avid Fisherman, Sunny Cat Ever Parker, member Brian B. Catfishing, Creole Catfishing, Sean Abney, Big Wrench Catfishing, 205 Wild Action, Joe Newman. Whoa, I don't like whatever StreamYard does when it jumps all the freaking time. I lose my place. We got Michelle from It's All Mine. Long time no talk, my dear. Halana's Catfish Adventures member, Miss Halana.
Thank you. Thank you, Halana.
Fins and Fines. What's up, Bob? JG Hill Studio. Mark Barnum. Steve Mosley. What are you laughing at?
That right there.
I'm going to ignore him.
Nice.
You got Mr. Bumpin' Mike Greenwell. Damn River Boys. I didn't even see that.
Gotta say hi to Danny
Mr.
Stone.
Danny Stone Outdoors. Member. Let's say it again. Danny Stone Outdoors.
That's hilarious. It really is.
Well, I wish I would have seen this. I would have been like, well, let's see the
and it starts.
I can ignore him.
We're going to lose chat quick tonight, I think.
There's Mr. Catfish in Fresno and Muskrat Adventures came in. Nubby's Catfishing. I think I am caught up, gentlemen.
I have one announcement to make, and
Hey, wait a minute, y'all. Here it comes. Number one son, right here. He's gonna say it.
okay.
Go ahead.
Mark, everything's okay with him tonight, but he will not be having a show. He had prior commitments, so he's not going to be on after we are tonight. So for those of you that had planned on watching the Catfish and Crappie podcast, he's not going to be on tonight. But it's nothing's really wrong. He just had something that he had to take care of, other than a show that happens from time to time with all of us. But again, Chad, I can't thank you enough for taking care of everything today, because I went with Cindy to town, Springfield. She had an appointment for a checkup today. And when we come back, my back was hurting so bad, I went and laid down. I just got up at a little after 6. She woke me up. So she said, "You need to get your butt out of bed." And I said, "Yeah, I do." But she's taken care of me enough. She already took the trash out and got the dogs all taken care of and all that. So bless her heart for doing that. That's what happens when you've been married 47 years.
I understand. It feels like 47 years. And I can only say that because I know my wife right now is not watching here. Something else playing in the background. All right.
Wow, you're going to be in trouble.
Yippers.
And, speaking of trouble, I'm sure he's watching. Hello to James Dockery.
Absolutely.
Hello,
yeah,
James
him and
Dockery.
Katie. They're the best. They are the best. Seems like there was something else we needed to announce. I know.
Do you have any tournament results?
What? I do not have any tournament results.
Okay.
But,
sure I don't remember if you sent any, so.
Yeah, you should remember. I told you. Every year at our trip from Mendota,
Yep.
Richard Ward always gives us a pile of stuff to give away. And he has given away rod racks and a lot of other things. And these rod racks are really, really cool. And you guys should go check out Richard and his Facebook or his YouTube channel. His stuff that he's got. He makes rigs for fishing with floats and hooks and sinkers and stuff. And I don't know what all, but a bunch of stuff. And we give it away every year. And we give away rod racks, Matt, with one of the rod racks, and I have one of them. They're made out of wood, and he burns them with flames. I don't know how you do that, but they look really cool, and they are awesome. But Richard has had some health issues, and he's not going to be able to make the Mendota trip this year, and that's going to be a terrible loss for everybody that goes up there not to be able to see and visit with Richard, because he is such a great guy. But the rack and all the stuff that he gives away, a lot of the stuff is for everybody. But the rod rack and stuff, that was for veterans only. And that's pretty dang cool. I don't care who you are. So he told me he's going to send me a reel. And what it is a blue Ancient Mariner, still in the box. Let me see if I can read on here. What size it is, because I'm not that familiar with Ancient Mariners.
I want to say they're all 7,000s, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it may be kind of about the size of a 6,500, which is my preferred size for fishing. But Richard was so nice that he still wanted to do the veterans giveaway thing. Now, the other part of what Richard does was so cool that he didn't just send one.
Yeah, you're right. They're 6,000s.
Yep.
Richard
sent 2 of them. Now, this is the same as always. See, this is beautiful. Yeah, 6,000.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful reel.
Yeah, they're very nice.
My good friend and everybody's chicken-loving fisherman, Dieter Melhorn, uses some of these. And Dieter has good things to say about them. So if Dieter has good things to say about them, I'm okay. And just because him and I have been friends for many, many years. But thank you, Richard. And we will get something set up. If James Dockery is hiding, then let him keep hidden. We will get a deal set up on our Facebook page on Catfish Weekly.
Yep.
You must be a veteran or current military personnel to sign up for these giveaways. And we'll decide. I don't know, boys. I instead of having one giveaway, what do you think we ought to maybe do two?
Sounds good to me.
Have two winners instead of just one win two. Have two.
Yeah.
If you guys don't understand how important our military personnel and past and present is to us, then you might be watching the wrong channel because they are everything and they mean everything. If it wasn't for those guys and gals, we wouldn't be able to go fishing and do the stuff that we do. They take care of us when nobody else is looking. And this is a personal thing with me, but Richard also, and he's really big on taking care of military personnel. He does this every year. We can't thank him enough, but somebody is going to get some reels, and you must have been, like I say, you either are a veteran or current military, and we're going to make sure that you win. Somebody's going to win them. So we'll set up a deal on Facebook page, and we'll have that ready. And when you win, I know when Matt from Wannabe Outdoors won the rod rack, it's kind of hard to ship one of those. It really is.
Yeah.
So we drove and met him halfway, or roughly halfway, and had dinner with him. And that was the first time I ever met Matt. We had a great visit and dinner, and he got his rod rack, and we both drove back home, and it was a wonderful day. And I don't remember what the deal was last year, what went on, but something. My memory's not that great, but
Keith expects us to believe that Dockery is over at his house letting him do life-size molds of so he can put garden gnomes in his yard.
yeah, no, that's not happening. But we just want to make sure that
You could
everybody
be getting a
knows,
life-size molded Dockery to make a like a demon dragon out of.
but only be 6 inches tall.
Yeah, I mean,
But anyhow, we'll get that
That's
set
what
up
you
so you
like
guys
this.
can win them. I have one
have
other
them do
thing.
it's like
Ted.
Superman.
I have one other thing. This is going to be really hard because I have a green screen. So if you guys can bear with me till we get something else. We have some towels that was sent to me. We're going to give one away. Catfish Weekly. Can you see the flathead and the lettering?
Yep.
The towel is green, so you have to understand that's part of the issue.
One thing I love is it's covered up your face.
That is kind of cool.
I have an emoji for you both. We're going to give one of these away tonight before the show's over, and I will ship it out. Dockery's hiding in the short closet. He's on the short bus for sure.
Oh,
But yeah, we're going to give one of those away tonight, and if everybody likes them, I'm going to get some more of them. Probably be a different color. That way, when we show them off, they can see them. But let us know if you're interested in some. We can't give away 1 million of them, but we're going to give away one tonight. So we will let them know, Chad, when we're going to do that, right?
Yes, we will.
Okay. All right. Stephanie says she needs
We're
it.
going to start it shortly. We want them to hang out for a little while.
Yeah, because we're going to talk about stuff tonight that I mentioned to you guys, and I find it strange that nothing has ever become of that, and I think a lot of people are kind of vague on what we're talking about as far as industry standards.
Yeah.
But if you go to buy a hook, one company will make one, and it'll be a 7/0 hook, and it might be 1.5 inches long with a 5/8 gap in it. And the next company will come along, and they'll make a 7/0 hook, and it might be 2 inches long with a 3/4 gap.
Mm-hmm.
They're never the same with any two companies. The other thing is some of the stuff that's made in the U.S. are the same no matter what you get. But you have to understand one important thing. There is only one company in the United States that makes fish hooks, regardless of what people tell you. The company is Eagle Claw, and it's owned by Wright and McGill Hook Company. Now, if somebody is selling you a true American-made hook, then that's who made it. Either that or it's not American-made, because they're the only company that does it. And they're buying them in bulk and repackage them and saying, well, they're such and such. Well, Eagle Claw really don't like that, but they want to sell hooks, so they allow it to happen. They can stop it if they want to, but they're interested in selling hooks. That's how they make money. And I know this because I've contacted them about it a couple times, and that's what they told me. The other thing that I find strange is they used to package them in the United States and send them out to whoever ordered them, and now it's cheaper for them to ship them overseas, have them packaged, and then ship them back before they distribute them. And for the life of me, I can't get
No,
that.
I don't know how that. Somewhere the bean counter figured that one out, though. So
I cannot wrap my head around the fact that they could ship them overseas, have them packaged, and ship them back cheaper than they could pay somebody to package them here. That just makes zero sense, but that's what the lady told me, and I'm still trying to get over it. Regardless, if you have an American-made hook, it comes from Eagle Claw. If it comes from Eagle Claw, they will all be the same for whatever number hook you get. Now, that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the ones that are not made in the United States. Some of them are great hooks. Gama comes to my mind, and they have a hook called the Big River hook.
Those are nice.
It is outstanding if you like to set the hook, especially flathead fishing, or if you're bumping. A lot of people use circle hooks. Myself, I use them, and I don't care what you hit with it. You're not going to break that hook. You're probably never going to bend the point on one. I have never. And they are very strong and very good. Now, they do have a kind of a premium price, but it's okay. But the point is, I kind of got off topic here, Chad. The point is, yeah, I got you.
I was wondering how much line I was supposed to let out.
yeah,
No, there's no standard on what size a 6/0 hook should be, and everybody adhere to that. Fishing rods is another prime example. There's no standard on what the action on a rod is, and you can get the action on a bass rod. It's different than a bluegill rod, or it's different than a catfish rod. There needs to be a standard that all these companies should adhere to. The big problem with a lot of this stuff is the stuff that's made overseas. They do not have to adhere to any kind of rules and regulations. So if Josh calls up over there and I give him a couple of companies to deal with, and he wants to have a fishing rod made, they'll say, okay, here's what they're going to cost, and you'd be shocked at what these guys are buying these for and reselling them. But you got to take so many.
Yeah.
And what do you want put on the decal? I want it to say it is a medium action, heavy power, or whatever it is that he wants to put on there. And it can be a ultralight, and they'll put that on there because they don't have to any rules and laws to make them do it correctly. In the United States, there is a few, but they'll put on anything they want to. And if you say, well, I want it to be S-glass, even though it's fiberglass or graphite, they'll put S-glass on there because they don't care. It's not in their country. It's going to be sold in the United States. That happens a lot. And I've dealt with these people, I am quite sure, longer than anybody in the fishing industry that we know today that's selling rods, because I've been doing it for years. And I know what these guys pay for these rods because they try to get me to buy them, and that's not what I do. And I hope everybody sells them and makes a ton of money off them. I really do. But be honest about it. Don't try to bullshit your way through it and then not work out. I mean, that's the problem that I see with a lot of this. But there needs to be standards that everybody adheres to. Fishing line is one of the few things that I can honestly say that there is a standard to, because it's going to break. It should break at 50 pounds if you have 50-pound line. Yeah. It should break at 10 pounds or thereabouts if you have 10-pound line. And that's what industry standards we're talking about with tonight's show. And I know I've kind of went on. I can't believe I haven't been reeled up yet.
No,
we just let you go.
Let it go.
But what do you guys think about this? Am I wrong about about that? Don't you think there should be some standards that all these companies should have to go by?
I personally, yeah, I think especially when you're talking about hooks, and you can go to any of your local bait shops, or you can go to Walmart or wherever, and you start looking at any, everybody likes a nice 8 or a 10-aught hook now for catfishing.
Yep.
And you can't buy them online anymore unless, especially if you go to like somewhere like Amazon. If you don't know what they are, you're going to go, I want an 8-aught, and you're going to get some like what Lyle just held up, and they're an 8-aught, they're about this big.
Yeah, you're gonna get something you bluegill fish with.
Well, what they send you is a 6-aught, and when you get it, it's like a number 6, which is whole different action.
Big difference there.
Right. But and that's what I don't like. I mean, and I've been testing hooks to find the one that I really like, for about the last year. And
now I do know a guy that sells them, Jed.
So do I. I might have some here, but
okay.
He did a giveaway, and I didn't get through them all. So and anyway, but I've looked. I started out with like the Team Catfish, the Gama Big River, stuff like that. But then you go start looking at like the Mustad Perfect Demon and the Eagle Claw 197s. I've been trying all of them. There's one Vector hooks that I've been trying recently that are really thick.
What brand was that?
Vector.
Okay.
They're a newer brand that my bait shop started carrying, and my God, they are so friggin' thick, it ain't funny. But they're strong hooks. Go Matt. But when you start trying to figure out what you want out of a hook, like you're talking about the gap size, the hook shank size, all of it, and they're all claiming 8-aught or 10-aught or whatever. And you really got to know what hook you're wanting and what size works for you.
That's
in order to know what you want to buy.
That is correct.
That makes it difficult to not have any kind of gauge of what's what. And when you're looking at an 8-aught, when I was talking about like that Vector hook versus say a Mustad Demon, I'm talking twice the thickness and the gauge of the steel that they use. So, how do you know by just looking at a number? That's what bothers me about it. If I want an 8-aught hook or a 10-aught hook, or if I want something smaller, maybe a 5 or 6-aught for a channel cat, I can't just guess, or that's all you're doing is guessing.
Well, let's see what a guy that sells hooks, his thoughts are on this, Josh.
That is why I got out the digital calipers and measured every single size of hooks whenever I started selling hooks. And like if you look them up on my store or whatever, and you look up a 10-aught or you look up an 11, it's going to tell you the shank length. It's going to tell you the gap between the hook point and back to the shank, the overall length of the hook. And it's just something that really I liked we've got a place up the road from us called Catfish Connection. It's about an hour or so north of us up in Pana, Illinois. And if you ever get a chance to get a Catfish Connection catalog, do it, because, I mean, who doesn't like looking through? It's kind of like, something to look at anyway.
It's fishing porn, Josh.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it. Yeah. Wow. But
he was too quick on that one for me to reel him in.
Yeah, they put all their hooks. If they show a hook, they show it its actual size, or at least
that's very handy.
That's
so
very
handy. You can tell what you're looking for there, and that's one of the things I ordered. I ordered some. Probably they were supposed to be 4-aught hooks. I think they ended up being number 4s that were circle hooks. They're in my panfish box now. Which, for what it's worth, little bitty tiny circle hooks work great on bluegill, because when they take it and run, it stings them. But yeah, I mean, that's just. But what my 7-aught in boneheads would be, it may match up to about a 8 in a Gamma Katsu somewhere in there. So it's just everything's all over the board.
We have, not to interrupt you, but Roger with Muskrat Adventures has joined in. 922 Crappie Barbecue. Goober Time Guide Service. Welcome. And Betty Jean has joined us.
Did you get that one guy?
That one guy. Nope,
Yeah.
I didn't, but I like it. He's like his style.
I like it too.
Wow.
205 Wild Action. Thanks for joining us. Creole is in here. We got them all. Thank you guys for being a part of this show tonight. Hang around. We are going to have a giveaway sometime later in the show. So not to interrupt you, but there's a debt too. Go ahead with what you're talking about, Josh.
No, that was I was actually towards the end of it there. That's just there is no rhyme or reason to hook sizes. And I've got hooks that are labeled as 4X strong, and they're the thicker wire hooks, but they might be on par with, say, a Team Catfish double action hook or something. You know, that's their standard hook, and here's this. It's being sold to me as a 4X strong hook. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no standard on the shank diameter or anything. So
yeah, I did see.
I don't know that we'll ever see it.
Well, I don't either. I just think it's a topic that would make for good conversation.
It would be great to see it happen.
Oh, absolutely. There's Richard. Hello, Richard. We was just talking about you a while ago, and the reels are beautiful. Thank you so much. We'll make sure that a couple of veterans get those and enjoy them. We can't thank you enough for everything you do for us. I seen it. Roger was talking about the thick wire hooks or hard on live bait. Even bluegill and bullheads, which are pretty hardy, they will eventually get them. Now, I'm a big proponent of 2022 Eagle Claw hooks. If I'm using a circle hook where there's giant channel or giant blue cats, I use them on the Mississippi River. I use them on the Missouri River. I use them drifting, anchored, and they are a heavy wire hook. But I use them on cut bait because they will not break. I don't care what you do to them; you're not going to break one. But they are heavy wire, and they poke a big hole in fish. And I'm not sure that is the correct thing a guy should be doing, but in the mind of a tournament fisherman, the idea is to get the fish in the boat. Once it's in the boat, you determine if you're keeping it or tossing it back, but you got to get it in the boat. And after having some broken hooks from a major company for a few years, that's why I went to those. I had zero issues with them after that. Now, other than that, I like light wire hooks because, just like Roger said, they are easier and better on the bait. If you can keep one alive longer, it increases your odds of catching a fish on it. It's just that simple.
Yeah, those heavy wire hooks, they'll put a hurt on a bluegill, especially a smaller one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's one of those cases where bridling your hook can come in handy a little bit.
And that's something maybe we should talk about because I'm sure some people don't know what that means.
I probably just confused a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But, bridling is used a lot in the saltwater world, and your hook itself never really pierces the bait. They'll take a little needle or something that they can poke through on that fish, and you'll pull something through, whether it be a heavy rubber band or I've used zip ties. I promise you those little bitty zip ties from Harbor Freight work good. And that hook will just hang out right there on the outside of the live bait. Well, now instead of having a hook run through him, he's just got a little piece of wire. It's a whole lot easier on him. It's not stressing that fish out. It's not killing him as fast.
That's right.
And your whole entire hook is exposed. That way, when you do get a bite, there's no foul hooking. You'll get that thing where it's not going to go where it needs to go in that fish's mouth. So
that's so true, and that's a great way to explain that. And Josh, I never thought about the little zip ties, but that's a great way to do that because one thing that people don't understand, or some people don't understand, I group everybody, is those fish a lot of times in the deep water that you're fishing for catfish and stuff, they can't see them hooks, and they're not hook shy to begin with. They don't care what that hook
No,
is.
they don't care.
They want to get something to eat. That's all that matters to them.
All that matters to me.
The way it was explained to me one time, have you ever run your hand the wrong way on a bluegill and you get poked by that fin? You think those fish down there don't get poked in the mouth on a regular basis when the bluegill doesn't want to die?
That's exactly right.
Your hook stinging him is nothing new.
No, he's been stuck before many times. So,
and
if he's of any size, lots more than many times.
Yep.
Because he can get that size, but not eating. I promise you.
All right, before we go on any further, let's get this in here. So people can learn, or not learn, blah. So start getting entered in to win the Catfish Weekly towel.
I guess that will determine how many people enter would determine if people are actually interested in them. Yes?
I would think that would give a good little inclination.
Stoneflies looks like he's first.
Stonefly's interested. That's good.
J.G. Hill is also interested.
Remember Robin C? What's going on here?
Oh, it's blowing up now.
Good to see Robin in here.
They're so excited, and they just can't hide it. Because they know.
Oh, Stephanie, you need to respell that.
Stephanie. She spelled wrong. Oh, retracted.
Yeah, she retracted it now. So
yeah, you better get it right, lady. Jello. I always like this too because it pulls out people from the woodworks.
Find out who's just kind of find out who's lurking
Chubby.
whenever you.
They're sitting on the counter with a bowl of popcorn,
fishing in freedom,
hooks and hammocks.
Good to see everybody.
Yo, Billy Hippie.
You know, we talked about this. The three of us had talked about this show, a week or so ago, or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I don't know. And Roger made a good point on that heavy wire hook. That's something else that should be included in the standard on hooks, is whether they're thin wire or heavy wire. Because especially if you're ordering stuff online, if you order one online and the picture's not real good, and you're thinking it's going to be a thin wire hook, and you get something like that 2022 Eagle Claw, you're not going to like that.
Nope.
That baby's heavy.
And I don't.
It's heavy.
Have any, I don't think. I don't have. They're all in my tackle box out in the boat. But yeah, them vector hooks is exactly like that. I mean, the Eagle Claw 197s, Lyle.
I love them.
They're probably 1.5 to 2 times the thickness of a. I mean, they're thick.
That's a thin wire hook. Let me get my hand back here. That's a thin wire hook.
And he does have small, dainty hands, everybody. So they're even smaller than in the picture.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, boy.
I don't think I have any hooks nearby.
I bought my dogs a saddle so Dockery would be able to ride a horse. Get your cowboy hat, James.
I would pay money to see James Dockery in a cowboy hat riding a dog.
I know a guy that makes memes. Maybe we can make that happen.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that happen in real life.
Oh, I would too, but he would never tell us. I've offered good money to pay people to get a picture of him walking in and out of a Walmart, and I've had 0 takers.
JCO89, well, we'd like to officially welcome you, and I'm glad you were finally able to make it to one of our lives. Absolutely.
That's awesome. But yeah, now see, Josh, I don't know how you can tell, but this is supposed to be a 7/0, and it isn't. That's not a 7.
That's not a 7. I'd call that a 5, but I mean,
I was thinking 4, but you could be right with the 5.
Yeah, that looks like a 5.
Yeah, it's not, and it is what it is. It's a lot easier if you're able to go to the store and pick them up. Having the world's smallest Walmart, it's hard to find anything in there that I want. Once in a while, I'll find some ultralight stuff, some bluegill things, stuff like that. I was told the other day from the boy that helps me out in the back that my store is going to be having Ugly Stick with ultralights on sale. They got a whole bunch of them in, and they're going to put them on a blowout and blow them out of there.
Oh,
Just
wow.
rods.
Our local Walmart's
Just
doubled
rods.
the price on the ugly sticks. So
I was about to say, it sounds like what ours would
Wow.
they're
Well, this-
$50 now.
Well, this guy told me, he said that we got a whole bunch of them and we're way overstocked. And the new ones, which look just like the old ones,
Mm-hmm.
have already come in. And he said a week to 10 days or as much as 2 weeks, I think is what he told me. I messaged the guy and told him about them. He said, let him know when they come in. But they haven't, he don't have a price on them. He said, but it's just like everything else. They'll blow them out. They want them gone. So I figure they'll probably sell them at whatever they actually pay for them because they're not going to lose money on them.
Well, no.
And just to
No.
move them out, get last year's inventory out, and that's coming up here for me pretty soon. So, guys, you should always check that for your stores and get to know one of them guys. There's two guys that work back there, and when I walk back in there and say, "Hey, no bargains today," or "Look, this is what we got," they know what I'm looking for.
Jody, I would say on those kind of ultralights, no.
No, I would. I use a medium action ugly stick for my
Yeah.
skipjack
they're a
rod.
little light.
Yeah, that's more of your panfish, bluegill type poles.
Yeah.
The ultralights they're talking about, they're more like the 4-footers, right? Lyle, you're talking about the shorter, ugly.
They're longer. I think they're a little longer now, like 5 or
5,
something.
okay.
But I'm not sure exactly. I don't use them, so I don't know. But I thought, if they're cheap enough, they might make some good giveaways. You never know.
Richard mentioned that his little Walmart's actually carrying a Catfish Pro casting combo now. Ours just come up with that this week also.
They're in.
They look like they're probably. I may have to get one. They look like they're going to be a decent little combo for
Valkyrie stick.
I think it. Oh,
Sonny's on a roll tonight.
I know, and he has not, pulled him out of the woodworks yet. But
And I have no comments from the peanut gallery yet.
no, he must not be. He posted a picture of an empty fish basket today.
He's
so
probably mad.
He may be hiding, or
He's probably just mad.
he's sitting over somewhere pouting.
right. Whenever this show is over, I will go make a nice, beautiful bowl of ice cream with some hard shell and maybe I'll put some caramel on it, and I'll send him a picture.
That'd work.
Well, tell people what you had on your ice cream the other night.
You gotta have peanut butter with your vanilla.
Oh, peanut butter's delicious on ice cream.
Never heard of such.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That's.
You have been deprived, Lyle. Peanut butter and ice cream go together.
I don't eat peanut butter, but I like peanuts. But I was shocked. I about fell out of my chair when Chad said he was eating peanut butter on his ice cream. I never heard of that. Cindy eats it on her pancakes.
Jody, I'll tell you one of the ones that I really like that I started. One of my main skipjack rods that I use from Walmart is they have, and they're spinning reels, but they're the Abu Red Max, and I think they have another one kind of like it, but I have the Red Max, and I like it. It wasn't that expensive. So
I use basically a bass rod.
Yeah, that's basically all I got.
And I like using spinning gear for skipjacks for whatever reason. No particular reason why, but I do like them. But something in the 8 to 20 pound range or less, because a lot of times we'll use a sabiki rig, you catch more than one fish at a time. And I try to use 15-pound line, something in that area, to keep them from breaking off. But you get a couple of them 3-pounders.
Oh yeah, you got to fight on your hands in a hurry
because they're never going the same direction.
No, they're all going different ways. I tie my skipjack rigs up out of 17-pound mono, but then I put at the top of them, I put a barrel swivel, and I've got my skipjack reel spooled up with 30-pound braid.
Yeah,
that way, if you do happen to get into one of those Asian carp, 9 times out of 10 you can get him in too. Right. And if the skips aren't running, you can take an Asian carp home. So.
Yep. Setting hooks and crossing eyes have joined us. Glad to see you in here. And Big Bill, glad to see you also, my friend. Please remember what we said earlier. Mark is not going to have a show tonight. He has something going on, a previous engagement, so he's not going to be here tonight. So Hey, if we run over a little bit, it'd be okay tonight.
Good deal. Don't forget, right now we are running the giveaway tool or in the background. So hashtag CW tool towel. I'll just share it.
Dockery's a tool.
Yeah, I don't want them thinking they're going to win a Dockery. Hashtag CW towel. We got 42 entries right now. If you're interested in one of those.
I wonder if Dockery's just going to like mail himself to Mendota. I wonder if that's cheaper. He'll just get him a sandwich and get in a box, and priority mail. He'll be there in a couple days.
Oh my God, I do not know.
I bet I get an emoji.
We'd probably get a stamp on his ass and call it a day.
Wow. Let's change gears a little bit, fellas. We did a great job, I think, talking about the hooks. But let's talk about rods. And we got one of the premier rod makers of all time, and Lyle Stoker.
I don't know about that, but
I'm trying to build you up before I let you crash.
Okay,
but
go ahead.
Yeah, calm down. Whew, calm. But you're right. Medium, heavy, extra heavy, whatever. It does vary from rod to rod. Same thing with a fast action tip or a moderate, or a heavy action tip. So you, as someone that has dealt with rods, I don't know how I'm going to get with that one. Has built rods for such a long time. You've seen a lot of different stuff, right, in the industry, and why isn't it simpler to make? Because honestly, I think to me, rods would be, especially if you're looking at catfishing rods specifically versus hooks, would be a lot more easy to have something like that, right?
I think rods would be a lot easier.
Yeah, I agree, and a lot of the things. Here's how it kind of divides up. This is not 100%, but it kind of divides up like panfish and some bass rods are in one category, and then you've got the bass rods and light inshore and light saltwater stuff in another category. Then you got the catfish stuff really fits in because most of them are made on offshore design rods, and they cannot. That's too wide a variety to conglomerate all of them in as one action or one power band, and rods are classified in action and power rating. The action is the first 1/3 of the rod blank from the tip down. That's where the action is. The power rating is the bottom 2/3 of the rod blank. So if you have a medium heavy on a bass rod is a far cry from a medium heavy on a catfish rod. It just is. The blanks are that much different.
Mm-hmm.
The power ratings are very similar, however, per blank, because what is a medium power is between a light action or a light power and a heavy power. And with saltwater and catfish rods, they're rated as light, medium heavy, heavy, extra heavy, XX heavy, as much as 4X heavy, which you can't hardly bend.
That's me.
You can, but yeah.
4X heavy that you can't bend.
For the guys that fish below on the big rivers, below dams where there's heavy current and you're throwing out 24 ounces of weight plus your bait, and a lot of times that'll be a live fish or a piece of cut bait that weighs a pound or so. Those were unlimited ratings on those. They's like tuna sticks, except they was 7 and 8 foot long. And you can haul off and let the big dog eat when you cast that baby out. And if a lot of them was on spinning rods, but a lot of them was on bait casters, and the bait caster reels this big around, because that current coming out of them dams, them things will lay up in there. Them fish will lay between the locks, and there's like a a spot where there's no current. And that's what you're trying to hit when you cast up there. And then fish will be eating up there, and they'll go in there where there's no current, and that's where they'll rest. Then they'll sneak out there and grab something coming through that dam and get them another snack. But it takes a lot of rod to do that. And those unlimited ones, you never break one. You just won't. They're not solid. They're not solid fiberglass. The ones I build on was Eglass. They do make some now that are, that are graphite, but they are heavy duty. And a lot of the guys that fish below dams in heavy current, they'll you want something like that. And as far as I know, I've never seen a manufactured rod like that. They may make them, and I'm not aware of it, but I've never seen one. But when you get a heavy action rod for, say, bluegill or trout, that ain't even a light action in bass or catfish type stuff. There's just too far to go. So if you divide it up into 3 or 4 things, you can figure out what you got. But like I say, action is the first 1/3 from the tip down, and power rating is the bottom 2/3 of your rod blank. And that's how regardless of what people tell you, that's how all rods are manufactured.
So there is at least a standard of that part of it, of how you measure it, but there's not an actual measure.
There's not. Nope. Each company is different. And one of my favorite companies, and I've never really put this out there, Llama Glass is one of my favorite companies to buy from. They are about as close with their ratings as I have in my mind of what I'm looking for. If they say it's a medium action, it's pretty close to what I call a medium action. If they say it's a heavy power band, then it is. It's really close to what I feel the rating should be. Are they cheap? No, but they're good quality.
So does the power rating depend on the type of material that it is, or
it shouldn't? But yeah, it kind of does. But it shouldn't matter if it's graphite or e-glass or fiberglass. If it's a heavy power rating, it should be a heavy power rating. But how can you? The problem is, Chad, how can you determine what's heavy and what's not?
Well, I mean, it depends. Like if you're talking about what's heavy to me, takes a lot of weight.
I gotcha.
This guy right here, he's not real strong, so it might, take a little less weight. So I think we put some numbers to it.
You guys right now, if you was looking for something, what you two would call a heavy or extra heavy, I would have agreed with you years ago, but I'm not looking for anything like that these days. I want something that has a little more give in it because my shoulders won't let me put up with that, So I just think there's a way to do it. I don't know how, but I think that all these companies could get together. And J.G. Hill says breaking point. Breaking is one of the problems we have with rating, because if they rate them too light and they break all the time, people are not going to sell them. That's not going to work. Now, you can get away with that with some bass tackle or some panfish stuff maybe. But you get a 70, 80, 90, 100-pound catfish on one, and it says medium action, heavy power, it better not break with that fish on it, because that guy's going to be pissed if he gets up to the boat and it snaps right before. And I've had that happen. Believe it or not, I had a blank a guy sent me to try out, and I built one, and Cindy and Doc and I was at the Monsters on the Ohio tournament, and I had a huge gar on in a spot that gar should have been. I thought I had a big old blue on. I got it to the boat, and it was a 4.5, 5 foot gar, and it was about that big around. And Doc was back there, and I told him, I said, just cut the line. He said, no, I'll get that hook. And he reached down there, that thing got to swing his hand, and it cut his hand all up. So then he bandaged him up in the boat, and it knocked a pair of Leatherman pliers that he'd had since he was in high school out of his hand, and he lost those. And it broke the rod. When that happened, the rod broke. Now, whether it was from me, I mean, I had her doubled over, and he was trying to get that hook out, but I would have cut the line. But he wanted to get the hook so we get back to fishing. I understand that. But yeah, that rod broke. Well, I never ordered from that guy. He sent me some of them for free, and I give a couple of them away, and I broke that one, and that was the end of that. We didn't use any more of them because if it breaks, it ain't. If it ever breaks, it's no good to me. I can't. I got to have stuff I can stand behind. So
seems like with the rods, you could, if you were going to standardize that, you'd pretty much have to divide them into classes because, like, your panfish rods and your catfish rods are going to have different.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Way different ratings.
Yep.
But you could go by deflection, like put them in lock them in a vise or whatever, hold them at 45 degrees and go on deflection, how much weight it takes. And let's say it takes 2 pounds to deflect a medium heavy, or take 1 pound deflect a medium. Maybe you would go, say 12 inches of deflection.
Maybe we need to do another show on rod building, and I'll set up a display like that so we can show
we'd be able to see
what we're talking about. Yeah.
Because you could get, multiples of the same, if you grab 3 Ugly Stick GX2s, they're going to be close enough.
Right.
That you'd be able to.
And that's a pretty good blank. That GX2 is a pretty good blank.
You're hard pressed to break one of those.
Yeah, it's for a commercialized build rod. They're one of the really good ones. Or I think now, I look at them in stores and I see where then they wrap them. They get thread crossed and different things that I couldn't live with that. But the quality of the product is very good. We have Dead Sea Pirates and Shanti Outdoors, Joe Ziegler, Keith with WPA is in here. I've seen some other people.
Jen Smith, the Bullock Experience,
Michael Murillo, Kelly. Yep. Want to holler out everybody that we see. But yeah, you're right. Whisker Pig Fishing, one of my favorite guys.
Murillo said he could show you how to break one.
If you would classify them in panfish, bass size, and fighting ability type fish, catfish style fish, and then heavy saltwater. I think 4 would do it. And each one of them would have a light, medium, heavy, or ultralight or whatever in their category. I think they could do it that way. And you could get away with 3, but I think 4 would, in my mind, 4 would work out these. And there's no reason why they can't standardize hooks.
They could do that.
Yeah. Hey, Mark Barnum, welcome.
All right, everybody. I just put in there the last chance for this catfish weekend now. I'm going to get ready and draw this here in just about 30 seconds or so. As soon as this hits 8:55 on God's time.
Hey, Erwin, the paid tourist, has made it in. Welcome, buddy. There's tidal weight sinkers.
Bradley. Samson.
I am so glad to see all you guys in chat tonight. It is awesome that you made it. Again, wanted to let everybody know that Mark has a prior engagement and there will be no Catfish and Crappie podcast tonight. So you're hang with us for a while if you want.
How do I mispronounce it? Sonny Knobber Parker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sonny Catnapper Parker. I always say it right. All right, it's 8:55. We're going to give this a spinneroonie. If you didn't get in, sorry about your luck. We still love you, but hopefully you'll drop a thumbs up. We're still missing you.
Are you trying to be Alex Trebek?
Rod, congratulations.
Congratulations.
I think he's an Illinoisan guy. I believe.
Oh, we got to do it again? What?
I think he's from Illinois.
I'm just kidding. We'll let an another person win.
River Rat 3030, welcome.
We deserve to win once in a while. We do live in Illinois.
Absolutely.
That puts us
I
at a
mean, you're putting up
disadvantage.
with
So,
Nick Durbin.
I know, right?
Something. Oh man! Don't forget, keep a watch out. I'll try to do that tomorrow if I can sit in here and do it. We're going to set up a giveaway for military personnel, past or present. If you're a veteran or if you are current military, we're going to give away those 2 reels that was so graciously donated by Richard Ward from Mad Catter Catfishing. He does every year. He gives away something, and this year his health is not allowing him to make the trip to Mendota. So we're going to give away a couple of Ancient Mariner reels, brand new, shiny in the box. I had them out a while ago. I can get them out again if people want to see them. They are beautiful. James Doc will have a short clip tonight right after the show.
Rod, I want to personally apologize on behalf of all the other great states for accusing you of living in that state of Illinois.
He may not, but I think
he lives. He just said he lives in Ohio.
He lives in Ohio.
Oh, in Ohio. Oh,
But
okay.
he does not live in what some of us call Illinois.
Wow.
Well, I was mistaken. Damn, that's twice tonight. Cindy had never let me.
Illinois may be bad, but we can't keep Jerry Parker on his side of the river. He always comes over here to fish.
That's true. And look what happens when he makes it over there.
I know.
Business picks up when he hits that water over there.
It does.
Any clip Dockery is in would be a short one. That's correct, Creel. Yep. Correct. All right.
Anything else we got there, fellas? I thought it was some good conversations about just those, those 2 topics right there. The 2.
I think that would be neat, Lyle, if you'd set that up in the shop. And
yeah, we'll do that. As soon as I back gets to feel a little bit better, we'll set that up and do that, and then we'll have a deflection chart, and I'll get a couple different blanks, and we might set up one with 3 different actions: medium, a heavy, extra heavy, or a light, medium, and heavy, and then we might set up one with the difference between glass, e-glass, graphite.
Mm-hmm.
I won't do any carbon because I yet to see a carbon blank quality enough that I'll build on. And I'm not saying they're not out there. I just have never had my hands on one that I could back because people have sent them to me 2 or 3 times and I've broke them just bending them in the garage. Mm-hmm. And if they're doing that, then I'm not putting my name on it. So
no, I don't.
I think it would make for a great show, Josh. I really do. And we can kind of determine the difference between Uncle Lou's. Yeah.
Uncle Lou's.
But I won't, and we could do, if we could get them guys to send us some, we could do some of the stuff that's on the market today with the deflection stuff. But what I plan on doing, that's up to them. If they want to do that, that's fine. What I plan on doing is blanks that I build on. And Uncle Lou, he got one from me, bumping rod years ago for his lady, and that's the way you do that. You determine what you want to do, and we can hang weight off of them, and we can just make the curvature of the bend, so we can explain how that is. Now, another thing, we have a bunch of stuff that the 3 of us have talked about doing shows about. If any of you guys have anything like that, I'm starting to like the clear E-glass rod look. Okay, you can make them any color you want. How can I come help? You sure can. You sure can. Just come on over, buddy. That is not an issue. I'd love to have you. But yeah, we'll do that. And anything like that you guys would like us to discuss about, we're happy to do it. We have a list of stuff now we're going through. But if, say, somebody comes up with an idea that we think would make a better show than what we have ideas on, we'll bump it to the front of the line. Right?
There we go.
Know, many people got excited when you said we'll bump it.
Oh, Mikey Greenwell's going nuts right now.
Yeah, Creole.
I'm sure he is. So's Creole.
Mikey Greenwell.
I've got I don't know, 8 or 9 bumping rods going right now at one time, and my back's so bad I just can't sit out there and get anything done for any extended period of time. It just the only way I can do that is take a pain pill and lay in bed, and pain pills put me right to sleep. So it's really been an issue here lately for me to spend much time out there. But I do have a doctor's appointment this week, and we're gonna see if they can get me some way to get this done. I really don't want to take them shots in my back and burn that into. But at some point, there has to be something that they can do to stop it, where I don't have to keep going back and do that, because them shots. What happens to all that stuff they put in there? Does it dissipate? Does it just stay with you from now on?
I don't know.
As much of it as I have shot in me the last 15, 20 years, I could probably float on it, And they burnt them nerves so many times that they're just a big piece of gristle anymore. So, yeah. I wish they keep me up. That'd be great, man. I'd love to have over here help me. But, this, and they cut these pain pills down to where they're half as strong as they used to be. What's up with that? It's like going to McDonald's and getting a filet of fish sandwich, which I dearly love. They used to be about this big around, and you had pieces of the filet of fish come out on every corner. Now they're half that size. They cost twice as much. You got to order 3 of them to get a meal. Explain to me, Lucy.
Inflation.
Oh my goodness.
Really, Chad? What'd I miss?
You've missed a whole lot in chat. I don't know.
Yeah, Chad's going. CGL does bring up a real good point here. It said, be careful when releasing fish. Fish grips loop around your wrist. Big fish will pull you hard.
Yep.
That's right.
They can put you in a bad way real quick.
Yep.
That's right. Richard, I'm not sure, but I think I know what you're talking about with the gummies. And I don't know. I never have had anything like that, so I probably don't need any of them.
Would love to have Lyle have some of those at Mendota, because Josh might be doing all kinds of recording.
I'm thinking, that just needs to. We need to be live when he does.
Yeah, I don't think that. But Cindy's probably not going to allow that to happen. She's seen me at my best, seen me at my worst. She seen me crawl out of the truck at a guy for honking a horn at me today in the parking lot at Sam's Club. So, yeah.
Gummy covered brownies for Lyle at Mendota.
No, I think I'll pass on that.
Rods and reloads.
Welcome to the show, buddy. Go ahead. Glad to have you in here. And Trophy Seeker Outdoors. Hey, Daryl. But, yeah, folks, just bear with me. This back's got to get better. It can't get a lot worse. Well, I guess it could, but then I'll really be in trouble.
Wait a minute.
With the right edible, you'll get
Is there anybody in chat's fishing rod that is currently being delayed because of it?
What's that?
Is there anybody in chat that may have?
There's probably a couple, actually.
I'm sorry you're feeling better, but you just take your sweet time.
No, I can't.
And make sure you are all the way healed up before you return to the rod building.
Oh, man. What? But, yeah, it's been a struggle. And Sonny had left me a message earlier that I get more love from Lyle when I use my Luke account.
Wow.
That's Luke, our old buddy.
Yep. It took me a second to figure out who it was. I knew the name, and I could not think of it.
Luke who?
Luke claimed the thing is that Luke is the number 1 son. Isn't he?
Oh,
we had the same idea there.
Yeah, we were very quick draw right there.
Time to start looking at homes for Dad here, so he's starting to lose it.
I've been looking at them for a while now. and I've got a list. We'll go through them. This
You guys are funny.
all the time.
Oh, wow.
But whatever.
Let me rephrase that. Let's say he is the original number one son. How's that?
Yeah. 'Cause I already know I moved rinks. I'm above that. Yeah, I'll see you at Mendota, pal.
That's right. And remember that if you haven't went over and give Rods and Reloads a sub, that is Luke Hinges and his lovely girl Tara. Their new channel, YouTube channel. So go check them out. Give them a sub. He has promised more live fishing shows this year. So
Nice.
if you guys have ever seen the Luke Hinges lives from a couple years ago when they would last 4 or 5 hours, that's how you got them great big arms on him, is from holding that camera out here all the time. That's how it works. Does that make Dockery a toddler for fun size?
Toddler or fun size? Ooh.
Yeah.
We're off the rails.
I don't know, but I'm going to stick my son on Dockery and have him beat him up. So
Well, that's kind of unfair. He's so much bigger than Jay.
he's taller than Dockery now. So Richard, you are definitely going to be missed, brother. I hate that you can't make it.
But
yeah, I do too. I look forward to seeing him every year. But
yeah, we joke around. I'm joking around with Lyle, and I really do hope he gets to feeling better. I hope your health gets to going better as well. We talked on the phone last week, and you got to take care of yourself first, man.
That's right.
Hopefully, get back feeling good, and we'll hopefully see you next year.
Look, lady, I think that Creole just put the link up, buddy. We'll put it right here.
There it is.
The week's big fish catches. Did you get any?
We have one submission to the bragging board here. Let me find it. And Chad, you know this guy. It's your buddy, Mr. Clutch Williams.
Whoop. Hey,
no,
that guy,
that Clutch guy out of here with that.
Hey, we got to have Clutch up there. He's my one submission for the bragging board this week. Caught him a new
that's awesome
largemouth 6.6 pounds on a square bill crankbait and 8 foot of water.
Pretty cool.
Definitely.
That guy made a huge impact on a lot of people.
He did an awesome job the other day.
He did. He done a great job in the tournament, and for our first time live deal that he'd ever done, I thought he was outstanding. Got a bright future.
That's why I didn't catch anything. I wanted to give him a good first showing on the live and stuff. So
you wanted to give him a first showing, but you didn't catch any fish. How's that work?
Yeah, I did it on purpose, Lyle. But anyway, so for all of you guys that have been out fishing the last week or so and have not submitted any pics, and I'm sure there's been some great fish caught.
Yep, I just got a few pictures just sent to my messengers, so
make
we'll
sure
have those
you
up on next week's board.
Go over to the Catfish Weekly Facebook page, and there is an announcement on that, right?
There is an announcement over there, yes.
That will tell you how to do it and where to send it to. So get them in there, folks. That way we can put you up on the bragging board.
Mr. Hill says, Chad, does that mean I have to pay the power bill before I can buy a new rod?
Probably a smart idea, JJ.
I don't know. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band did sing a song about fishing in the dark.
They did. It was a huge hit.
Yep.
Roger, follow rules and process. I am not the person to send your little
send them to me
baby fish pics to.
But that's a great statement.
You need to send.
Whoop. Up there. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Send them to pics@theweekendangler.com. Or if you have me on Messenger, I don't mind if you send them to me through Messenger, but send them to me. I'll put them all together, and we just had one for this week, but if we have more than one, I'll throw them together into a slideshow, and that's the easiest way to go through them there. So
Absolutely.
We all have roles to play here. I mean, I'm basically like partner in crime, and I'm here for the looks, as you can tell in chat tonight. And Josh Gosh, the weekend dangler is, the brain behind it all. He has to put all that stuff together. Lyle and I are just here for all the
eye candy
and all the knowledge that we provide.
Creole, absolutely, yes. You catch a flounder in the excavator bucket, I want to see it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
How do you get flounders on the Mississippi River?
Creole's very efficient.
Well, he caught a shark or two.
He did catch sharks.
Comedy relief. Oh man, been a fun show tonight, gentlemen.
It's been a great show.
It has.
It's a lot of fun. Like I say, if you guys come up with any ideas, any topics that you'd like us to talk about, send one of us a message. We'll add it to the list that we have. These guys have been a godsend with helping get stuff done, like thumbnails and stuff that I'm not very good at, and content and different things like the bragging board and things that I don't have time to do. But we're going to work on getting Richard's stuff up. Don't forget, if you are a military personnel, past or present, if you're a veteran, you want in on the real giveaways, keep your eyes open. That will go up very shortly, and then you can just be part of that. And this year, I think, gentlemen, the way it looks, I'm probably not going to be able to go to Fishing for Freedom again. If this back doesn't straighten up, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I think that I will allow them to post that this year because they have access to so many veterans and present military personnel that I would love to see them people involved in winning one of these reels. And they are beautiful. They're brand new Ancient Mariners. One's blue and one's kind of a copper color. I'm not going to get them back out tonight, but if you have 10 minutes, we can have a short show about Dockery. Sonny, you are on a roll tonight.
Wow.
But yeah, we're going to get that all set up and we're going to give away 2 of them. And boys, I really think, and I think we agreed that the best way to do that is to have 2 giveaways, have 2 winners.
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect scenario instead of one guy winning both reels. And we're going to do that. Now, it'll be after we come back from the Mendota trip, which is in May. And that'll give plenty of time for everybody to get their name in a hat to win these. And they're very, very nice. They look beautiful. And I think that people will enjoy that. And we're going to be talking about those from now on. And if you people in chat, if you have experience with those and you like those Ancient Mariner reels, please let us know either in chat next week or the week after, or send us a message. Say, hey, I love them things, man. They're going to love them when they get them, whatever the case may be. Let us know so we can post that so these people will get entered in this because, like we said earlier, there's nobody that deserves these more than our military personnel. I'm heading to the river after this is over. Well, this is about over.
That sounds like a plan there.
Yeah, it does.
I wish I was.
It's still 52 degrees in southwest Missouri, just in case you didn't know.
I don't even think it reached 50 degrees here today. It is 42 degrees right now.
I'm at 46.
Whew. You look at your watch to find the temperature.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, mine will show that, but I don't ever wear my watch.
Well, I got this one for free, so I wear it. And it's really nice. It'll even do an EKG on me.
Really?
Kind of.
Where's
that? See Matt, but
JG, we're sorry to hear about you, also your friend, but that's a great thing. Tell your friends and family that you love them. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
It could happen at any time. Could happen anytime. Anything else, fellas?
I think that's got us for the week.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much got it. Just a reminder, like you just what JG was talking about, and keep Mr. Richard Ward in our thoughts, and the family of Mr. Shane Henderson and his family and friends. So.
Absolutely. Sonny, good luck at Milford. You be careful out there because the wind's liable to be blowing. We don't want anything to happen to you, my friend.
Yes, make sure you guys download the Windy app or something like that. And
that's a cool app. I downloaded that after you posted your video. I like that.
Yeah. Speaking of that, how's your video doing? That was an awesome video with a lot of great information on it.
It's doing okay for a beginner.
Yeah.
But it's got really cool thumbnail. I'm thinking hashtag thumbnail of the year.
There you go. Everybody needs to vote for that.
Just saying, Kevin.
Hey, Michelle, welcome to chat. I didn't see you in here before.
Oh yeah, she's been in here the whole time.
Well, I didn't see it. It
I
goes
saw
kind of fast sometimes. Well, I know you probably mentioned her, and I just missed that too.
Yes, Wendy App. Exactly like you just said it, buddy.
Yep.
You know, kind of like Dockery.
Yeah, I don't think you will
No, you won't regret it. It's a
regret
good
it.
app.
Yeah.
Put it on the Facebook page.
We can do that.
Weird. I am not nominating myself. That's weird. I just make hints, Kevin. Yeah, JG, definitely get with me on that. I'm still trying to figure out how many people we're going to have out there. So,
And when's all this going to take place, Chad?
yep, we are leaving this coming Saturday. We're heading out to Tom and Michelle's neck of the woods, and then we're going to head down on Thursday down to Lake Wiley, and on April 8th, over on the Fields to Water YouTube channel, we'll be doing the second annual Fishathon to raise money for Camp Centurion. So
Very nice.
Yes, and thank you guys for doing that. I know that James done it for several years, but that is another veterans organization that puts them retired older veterans in homes and places, and gives them a place to live. What a great deal! That's an awesome thing to put money towards. I mean, you can't ask for anything much better than that.
Hopefully tune in Thursday night. I have every year we've done we've done some auctions and stuff like that. So there may be something coming up this Thursday that we are going to put out that you may be able to spend some money on a chance to win. And
what is it?
Yeah.
Huh?
We'll have more details then. Calm down. It's not one of your freaking reels that you stole from me. But it's pretty cool. It really is. So
I like that comment. Michelle says, I can't wait till Dee and Alyssa get here. She didn't say a damn word about Chad.
Man.
JG, so what we're doing is it's not a tournament as far as the show and stuff like that. It'll be people that are there having fun. If you want to be on screen, we can. We're just going to be trying to raise money. It's going to be a donation, just like all of my other tournaments, where people can either donate directly to Camp Centurion if you want to, or we can put together a collection via PayPal, and then everything at the very end gets donated directly in one lump sum to Camp Centurion. So those
is
are
this what you're addressing? Is that what you're addressing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Those of us that will be there fishing live, you never know. We may put $10 each in a coffee can and have a little bragging right at the end. Who knows?
There you go.
Can I buy into that?
You can't,
even though I'm not there.
I mean, I would be anyways, but yeah, you can send me $10 and I'm going to win it anyways.
I just want to choose the winner and win the money.
Yeah.
You don't get to choose the winner.
If I guess it right.
No, we're not taking odds. This ain't like Vegas, say 3-1 odds that Chad's going to win.
Why not?
I'm going to be the odds-on favorite to win, like I always am. I mean, I've beaten Keith 2 years in a row. Oh well, thank you, Kevin.
No catfish and crappie tonight.
No catfish and crappie.
Previous engagements. So.
Yeah, and I know that that's correct, Jody. I know that a lot of people are going to miss that, but he had a previous engagement, and he'll be back next week. No worries. No worries.
Yep.
All right, guys. Anything else? Be sure to tune in Thursday night for the bait shop, followed by Panfish Nation will be on there. Hey, just for a preview, have some of these.
That's cool.
That is cool.
We might give one of them away Thursday night. You just never know. And there's no telling what Chad and Freddie and
Brian
are going to talk about.
I know I usually try to send stuff to Freddie just to get him to laugh during the show. Let's see if he'll hold it up on screen.
Well, you can't miss Brian's little hat. I love that hat.
You got Brian's little hat. You got the new thing on the bait shop every Thursday where you can drop a super chat and get Chad to call somebody right in the middle of the show.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
That might be hard to do this week, but you never know. Just putting that out there. I might just say, screw this, I'm going fishing.
Yeah.
Don't tell my wife because I haven't told her yet. But
she's not going to object as long as you take her with you.
Oh, no. I will make her stay here at home with the kid.
Ooh, that might not work out very well.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
Oh, here's a nice one. I want a towel that wiped a tear from Chad's eye. Well,
there may be some toilet paper in my bathroom.
I seen a comment back here a while ago that I wanted to address, and I may never find it now. Oh, here it is. Whoop.
Well, yeah.
Sonny says this summer we will have a live show of me and Dockery and Sonny fishing together.
That'd be great.
That's going to be cool.
That would be a lot of fun, and we need to make that happen. And I know James is going to be coming down here.
Please let me do the thumbnail.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. I don't know about that. It needs to be live approved first.
Josh already knows exactly where I'm going with this thumbnail.
No, we're not doing that, if it's what I'm thinking about. But, yeah, Sonny, we need to make that happen. I know that James and Katie are coming down here this summer, and we'll get together and do that. We're going to fish Lake Ozark, Truman, somewhere, probably Truman actually, and there's a reason for that. But it'd be a lot of fun, and my gosh, maybe we can hold James up and use him for a fish finder. Hold him up by his feet, stick his head in the water, and see if he can see anything. I mean, no bigger than he is, can't weigh that much.
Yeah.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
I think that's
we've hit the thumbs up on your way out if you haven't hit it already. It's been a great night, gentlemen. We do appreciate everybody that's watched.
Absolutely. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next week right here on Catfish Weekly.
Have a great week, y'all.
Great week, everybody.